Good afternoon if you're in the United States. I will let people kind of start joining as we go. Today, we are going to be talking about client attraction and how to magnetize clients easily. I need something to drink. As I'm waiting for people to hop on and everything's going on, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat there and I can answer them for you. Like if you have specific questions around client attraction and what you want to know about it, absolutely let me know and I will obviously move you forward. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and push hashtag replay. And again, for you as well, if you have questions about client attraction and making it easy and fun, then definitely put your questions in and let me know. Hello. I have, here's the problem. For some reason, I do not know why. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I think I just messed something up. We will not do that. I can't see your name. So hello and welcome and thank you. I am Mary Silver, the best-selling author of the book Impact Millions, the easiest way to attract your soulmate clients every day. And today we are talking about how to do client attraction made easy. And I think we're live in the group. I see people here, so I'm assuming, but you never know. But what I will do is I will take this down and then I can see the comments, see if who's here. All right. Well, hello, Chris, and hello, Virginia. So great to have you guys. One of the things that comes up for me always, every single time when we're talking about client attraction made easy is people always want to know the how. And they want to know the step, the thing to do. And what I'm going to tell you is it's never about that. Client attraction comes from the energy that is inside of you. So when you're looking at the way, the how, like what you should do in order to attract and magnetize in your soul tribe, your soulmate clients, work with the people that you love to work with, have an audience, your email list, your Facebook groups, in any level of success, what you want to focus on the most is the energy that's inside of you. How are you emulating what you want to help people with? How are you giving out that vibe that's going to attract in your soulmate client? Now, there's a ton of different ways to do client attraction and to have client attraction methods. So I want to run through those really quick because the very first thing you need to know about writing, I just got off of a podcast interview where I was talking about writing a book. So now I'm like, literally I got off, that was why I was a couple minutes late. I got off of the podcast interview and jumped right here. So my brain's still on writing a book, not client attraction, but I'm going to client attraction. But the methods there's so many different methods for client attraction. However, the way you want to look at your building your business is you always need a way to attract in your client or in your audience or your customer, whatever it is you're looking. If you're selling products, it's your customer. If you're selling a service, it's clients. So you want to look at that. And this is what we're going to be talking about here. This spoke right here, that how to bring in your soulmate clients. Then this next step in building your business is how are you going to nurture them? Meaning, how are you going to get them to the know, like, and trust factor of you? I actually call this the serenading phase I have a program called the Seductive Sales Solution. And I call this this is where you're actually serenading them. They're getting to know you, like you, trust you. There's that piece. And then there is the delivery, like you have to have a product or a service to sell. That's you need something here. And then you need to be able to deliver on that. You deliver that 5-star experience. You give them exactly what you want or what they want, and you blow them away with how helpful you're being to them. So that is, and then, rinse and repeat, tweak, rinse and repeat is your fifth step if you need a fifth step. That is building a business, period, end of story. There's no other way to build a business. If every single business from Amazon to Coca-Cola to Bailey Enterprises, that's my company. You guys probably didn't know that unless you've gotten, my company's name's Bailey Enterprises. Anyway, before I go off on a tangent on that, that is how you build a business. That's it. Now, here's where client attraction. Remember, we're talking about the first step in building your business. And there are 1,000 different methods. So that's why I never encourage people to go for the step-by-step, like, show me how to do it. Show me how to do this. The most important thing is to listen to your intuition and allow it to guide you. Here's why. Writing a book can be a client attraction method, and it's a fabulous one. I have a book. I love it. It brings in clients. That might not be what you are here for. You might be here to speak. You might be here to, like heal people or do a community. There's just a million different businesses. You might be here to be an inventor or create a product or something that helps move society into a higher level of consciousness, because I think that's the ultimate goal. That's my personal opinion, is the ultimate goal is, as a whole, we're trying to get to a high level of consciousness, awareness, acceptance, love, peace, and prosperity. And I believe that we're all meant to have prosperity. The only way you can have prosperity is if you have what? I know it's a dirty little word for a lot of people, not me. I love it, but it's money. You have to have money. In order to really create a transformation with your area that you're looking to create a transformation, you're going to need money. You're going to need money to do client attraction. You're going to need money to build your business out, computers, technology, email funnels, programs, products that help you have your business. You're going to have money to pay staff to help you. Money. It's, like, I'm not going to hide and tell you guys it's any other way, because that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with it. Money is a wonderful tool, and it is here for all of us to have. So everybody should have it. Now let's talk about when you're stepping into this and I want prosperity. I want to bring my gifts to the world. And how do I do that? How do I attract my soulmate client in this space? And again, first step is always tune into yourself, because that way is the perfect way for you. And it'll never look the same for two people. Now, that doesn't mean there's not a strategy out there that you follow. The tool is go within, use your intuition, see what makes you excited. Some people love webinars. I personally have held 6 webinars where I've done Facebook ads and stuff. And I'm telling you, my energy at the end, I'm like, oh my God, why would I ever do this? So I don't do those anymore. Now, that doesn't mean I don't do webinars to my list, to my tribe, to my people that know, like, and trust me, because it's a totally different vibe. Cold audiences are very, you have to have a huge container of energy to hold that energy and keep them excited and motivated. But webinars may be your thing. If that's your thing, you need to learn every single step about webinars and how to build it out. And I have an opportunity coming up in June. It's actually in August. If webinars are your jam and you want to learn how to build a 6-figure business on webinars, watch out for what I'm doing in August, because it's guaranteed. It's brought in over, oh my God, the program itself is brought in over, on the last launch, it was $9 million. But I'll talk about that later. And it's not my program, just to be transparent. And so you guys are aware. Okay, so webinars might be your thing. Then let's say that webinars aren't your jam. So what is your jam then? How do you magnetize your client? Well, maybe it's through social media. Now, a lot of people that I attract into my sphere and into my realm, they're kind of a cross between an introvert and an extrovert. They're primarily an introvert. That's where they rejuvenate. That's where they get the power and the excitement. However, they can move into being an extrovert and blend well with the crowd and light them up when they need, but their energy is being drained during that time. And then they have to go back in and be an introvert. But that's the majority of my community, is a lot like that. So social media can be a very big energetic drain, especially when you're getting told that you have to go and engage on 10 people's posts each and every day and be of service, you know, the strategy behind social media. If that's gonna take your energy away and not have you motivated, so you're not taking steps forward, then that's not your jam. Now, doesn't mean it's not needed in your business, but you can hire that out. There are so many social media managers, social media VAs, social media organic, like they build your account. There's a ton of that stuff out there. You can hire that out. So it can still be part of your strategy, but if you're going to be doing it, if you're going to be the one like really active on that, it needs to lighten you up. So that's what I mean when I talk about recognizing how to attract and magnetize your ideal client, your soulmate client. It's about feeling into it and what's good. You might love being on the stage. That might just send like waves and waves of excitement, like just out, out, out. That might be your thing. And there's a strategy behind speaking. And here's the thing about speaking too. Sometimes it's on the stage, and sometimes the person's intuition says, it's not stage. And then the person thinks, well, I'm not supposed to be a speaker. Wrong. If your intuition's saying you should be a speaker, but not stage, all it means is you need to open your horizons, because maybe it's a podcast and you're supposed to be speaking on podcasts. It might be that you just speak on Facebook Lives like I'm doing right now. It may be that you're supposed to do a YouTube channel. It may be that you're supposed to only be online. So again, that's why that first step in finding the way to magnetize your soulmate client is always tuning into the way that's best for you. Now, my coach, who's, you know, amazing, I've laughed at this with my people that are in my group program. I've laughed very hard about it. We've actually had some great conversations around emails and how long they should be. My coach, she does about a 2,000 word blog every day, and it comes to us in an email. So that's a very long email if you don't know, but her way of attracting her soulmate client is through a blog. And she's done that since as long as she's been around, and, you know, she has a multi-million-dollar business and it works for her. Now, other people might be saying, oh my God, I don't want to write at all. Why would I ever want to write when I can speak? So see, there's so many different ways. It's the way that lights you up, that is authentic to you. And that's the big piece that I want to share with you guys today. Your client attraction always comes from within. It should bring your vibrations up. It should lighten your spirits. It should make you happy. Should never drag you down. If it is dragging you down, and it absolutely needs to be a part of your presence, if you're doing online, like social media, for instance, then you need to figure out a way to hire that out. You could be, you know, it just needs to be something that drives you forward. It kind of pulls you forward. Now, sometimes people are like, they like to be in flow. I love to be in flow as well. However, what I found is that I love speaking. I love being with my community. But if I don't put it on my calendar, then somehow I get lost in all the other work. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't get to connect with my community this week. Or I feel in my heart like, oh, I didn't get that connection I was really looking for. And it brings my energy down. So now I know, put it on the calendar and go do Facebook Lives or do an Instagram story or do something along that line. That to me feels good, and it feels of service, and it lightens me up. So that's how you can figure out which way is your client attraction method. Again, there is social media, there's email marketing, there's advertisement, there's like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all the different social media platforms you can advertise on. You can advertise on Google. You can do, the sky's the limit, right? You can also do, I mean, there are so many different ways to attract your client. The biggest piece of all of this, it doesn't matter what method you choose. Tune in, figure out what lightens you up, brightens you, pulls you forward. Pick that. Focus in on it, hone in on it, get the help and the support you need to get that that part of your business running smoothly, like where you're bringing in, I think I bring in about 200 people a week onto my email list. It's something like that. Actually, it's Thursday, and I just looked before we got on here, and I think I had 209 new subscribers this week. So it's somewhere along that line. But I have found my way. So once you figure out the way that lightens you up, that helps you attract your soulmate clients, then what the biggest piece, and this really truly is the biggest piece of magnetizing your soulmate client, your soul tribe, your true and trusted fans, is to be yourself, be authentic, be generous, be of service. Now, caveat with the service piece, because I confused this for many years and only made when I was confusing this, I was only making about $25,000 a year. And I was like, what the, I'm working my butt off. And, I'm making less than when I was in corporate. But here's what I figured out. When you are of service, you can still charge. It's okay, because money helps the world go round. It helps transformation. It helps people live. So make it okay to be able to charge for your services. It's okay. And whatever level is coming from inside of you, that how much to charge, that's the level you should be charging. Trust it, go for it. Then, so be of service. And by the way, you can do tons of free stuff too. And always be helpful and generous, And then another piece of it is being vulnerable, but knowing when to be vulnerable. It's a dance. So you can look at it like, let's say you're having an issue right now. You're in the middle of a crisis. And I'm trying to think of an example really quick. I have a perfect example. I was scheduled to be on a bunch of different podcasts. I had a class I was running, and I had, I think 3 personal one-on-one client meetings that I was supposed to have. And that's not including all the business, the business meetings, my, talking with my staff. And then also doing the stuff that I love to do, and the things that I want to learn to progress to help my business move forward. And I got COVID. I mean, this was just recently. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I had to cancel everything. And I rescheduled, but it was a crisis in that moment, right? So now this may not be the level of crisis that you go through, because I know a lot of there's people that go through. Oh, I hope I'm still on, because some box just popped up. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. And if it doesn't work, I will put the video in the group. But I know people who are launching. They're launching their $2,000 group program. And it's an online event. And there's, they are doing the 21-day launch. They're ready to go. They've got all their spots, all their ducks in a row, and the system crashes. This is actually happening to a girlfriend of mine right now. She is in the middle of a launch, and her website got hacked, and it broke down, and she has no way to take payments. But the promos are going out, right? Because promos are usually they're already scheduled. Now she's gone in and, tweaked those since she figured out the website's been down. But instead, she is now, sorry, somebody just pulled up into my house. She is, she's asking people to come in and have a conversation with her. And then she can manually enroll them into her program. Now, how she can do that is, say, hey, do I have your word? Yes, we do. And when the website's back up, she can send a link, or she can have a PayPal link, here, send me money, send an invoice. Also, you can send an invoice through what is it? Self-employed QuickTime or something. Oh God, it's not QuickTime. Intuit. It's quick, like the books. What is that? It doesn't matter. Anyway, she's going through this launch and she has to now tweak it. So, but instead of her out there telling everybody, oh my God, my website's down and my whole launch just crashed and burned. I can't even sell. Instead of doing that, she's like writing everything down, and she's going to come out and like say, okay, this is how you get through when your launch crashes. So it's about when you're wanting to be vulnerable, knowing the right time. When you're going through it, you don't have the awareness you need to help people get to the other side. Now, it's okay to say, oh my gosh, things are kind of crazy in my land. But to say my launch is crashing, us, your soulmate clients are going to see, soulmate tribe, anybody that you're putting your message out to, all they're going to see is that you're in crisis and you don't know how to fix it. So I always recommend being vulnerable after the fact, after you've figured out how to help other people get through it. Now, that doesn't mean not sharing, because I do believe that sharing your story, being vulnerable in your story, is the way to magnetize that person to you. For instance, I was in a relationship, this podcast that I was just on, we were talking about law of attraction, of course, because you guys know I love law of attraction. I've been certified for years in how to get what you want by using the power of your mind. And I help people do that. And one of the questions that is always brought up, it doesn't matter where I'm speaking, somebody will always bring this up to me. They'll say, yeah, but what about the mass murderers? And what about the people, the bad people, the rapists, the murderers, the thieves? And we go into this thing. It's like, okay, well, there's a reason that they're here. We don't know what that reason is. That we're not living their life. We're living our life, and we're trying to vibe in a higher fashion so we attract better situations, better things into our lives. That does not mean bad things don't happen to you, because they do. So we're on the podcast. She's interviewing me. She's talking about this. I'm talking to her about it. And then I said, but here's the thing. I was in a relationship with a man for about 4 or 5 years, and it was a secret relationship. I'm not even sure my parents know about it at this point, but my sisters do. But it took them years and years. So I was in a secret relationship with this man, and I was, oh my gosh, it was extremely violent. It was extremely abusive. It was, I literally almost died in his hands probably 3 different times. Like, I was held over a 5-story balcony in my robe, and that happened. And I had a knife put across my neck, like trying to slice it. The only reason why I lived is the blade was facing on the out on, just insane things. And, I was talking about it today, and this is being vulnerable. This is sharing. This is letting you guys see a part of my life that, was very difficult for me to go through, but I went through a lot of therapy, a lot of counseling. And now, I can talk about it. I don't even cry. I don't even get worked up about it. As a matter of fact, and going back to what I was being talked to on the podcast, I can actually look at that man now. Now, I don't interact with him. I don't see him in real life. I ran into his mom not long ago, but I don't even see him anymore. But I can look at him as a person with love. And that shocks people. They're like, what are you saying? You can look at this person that has devastated your like early 20s to mid 20s. He ruined every single thing of your self-esteem. Yeah, I can. I actually am very grateful. I'm very grateful for those experiences. I'm very grateful for that to have happened in my life. I'm very grateful he was here on this earth for me to have that experience, because I now understand trauma. I understand getting through trauma. I understand what power. You know what? I don't know if I ever would have been brave enough to start my own business had I not gone through those events in my life, because I realized when I got to the other side, I am a powerful person. I am meant to be here. I have a huge purpose in life. And this taught me how to be resilient. This taught me how to be powerful. This taught me how to set boundaries. This taught me how to love me. That is why I can look at him with love. It's not like I have love, like I'm not like in love with him, or like there's not feelings of love emulating towards him. It's a love. It's a love vibration that, thank you. I'm so grateful for that. I appreciate it. I honor it. Oh my God, I honor it. I wouldn't even be here in this position in my life today if I hadn't been physically abused, if I hadn't been in a position where I almost died. For some reason, I needed that kind of dramatic trauma. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. But guess what? I love myself for it. I love myself for needing to go through that so I could understand it better. So I could help people. I talk on, sometimes I speak on domestic violence, women. It's always for women entrepreneurs, and how they can get their message out in a big way, but they're either coming from the abusive relationship right there, or they're like, only a year out of the relationship. And I know that I am helpful to them in getting them to the other side and showing them that even though it hurts and it sucks, and I would never wish it on anybody, those of us who have gone through that path and have gone down that path, you learn how powerful you are and how worthy you are and how important you are. So with your client attraction, those are the stories. That's how you share your vulnerability. That's how you connect. It is true, authentic. It's real. You don't make things up. You don't try and go get. Anytime you're in getting, I need that. That's mine. You're in a negative vibe, and you'll attract things like things won't work out the way you expected, and they'll be very traumatic. Or you can look at it like, this is like, I know that there's nobody out there like me doing this. Are there a ton of business coaches, success coaches, people who help write people's books, or people who help create programs for people and create prosperity around their online business? There's probably thousands of us, but there's nobody else like me. There's nobody else. And I have an important role. I have a responsibility to that role. And that's the energy I want you to get into. It's the biggest thing with client attraction and magnetizing your client. It's owning your power. It's owning your leadership. It's owning who you are, all the experiences that you've gone through, the good, the bad, the ugly, no matter what. Because through those stories, through those events that have happened in your life, you've become who you are. And only your soulmate clients, only your soul tribe, they're the only people that they need to hear it, and they can only hear it from you. And you'll be amazed at how, when you really step into this energy of knowing that you're on the right path, how quickly things will switch for you. It doesn't mean you won't go through issues again. You will. And it doesn't mean that you won't have that one or two weird client that pops in. There may be like really high vibing one day. They get in on your email list and they love what you have to say, but they're not quite ready. So, they're doing like snarky little things, sending you emails. I can't open this. And you can feel their energy. And that's okay, because you're still here to learn lessons. So but it gets easier and easier and easier the more you magnetize. And when I'm talking about magnetizing, there's lots of different spiritual techniques you can do, but the reality of it is, and I always say this, and it's what I stand by, as much as you love your crystals or your human design or whatever it is, those are just tools. They're things to help you understand you or help you feel supported. But the reality of it is when you step into your full power as who you are, the tools and the understanding of that, they just become integrated. They're just there. And you begin to magnetize people in a much bigger way because they can feel your power. They feel your vibration. They're like, wow, this is so cool. And I'm not bad talking any of like crystals or human design. I mean, gosh, I'm like a certified level 3 in human design and astrology, but I don't use any of those tools anymore because once I really started tuning into my intuition and once I really started diving deep into my own personal power, honestly, it's when my business shifted. It's when things started happening. It's when I saw a higher caliber of client. It's when the money started coming in easier. You're always going to have to work there. I mean, work and money go hand in hand. You can't just sit in your backyard and, like sunbathe and pray to God the money's going to come. Now, for some it does through lottery tickets or through other ways that, whatever that is, that's cool. There's many ways to manifest money too. But what I'm saying is there's always an action step to take. There's always guidance that you'll need to follow. And the more you tune into yourself and what you want and what you want to share with the world, and then you ask those people, please come in and I want to help you. I want to be of service. I want to guide you. And then you give them the know, like, and trust factor, where you're serenading them and showing them how you can help them. Then it's being solid in the fact that I have this program and I have this offer and I am solid in it. And I believe in it. I believe in me. I believe in my power. And you put it out to your soulmate clients. And it's one of those, the more you become who you're meant to be, even though you might not know exactly what that looks like right now, don't worry about it. You're not, we only have the now. We don't have the future. The future's not promised to us. We only have right now. And the past is gone. You can't change it. So, you're always going to want to tweak and change and shift and grow, and things will shift for you. But the whole goal for me in life is to, one, be okay with the ego. The ego gets a really bad rap. We're here as humans. We're having a human experience. And that means I'm okay with saying I like luxury. I'm okay with saying my idea of camping is in a 5-star hotel. And sometimes I like having the butler service. Actually, a lot of times. I mean, I like flying first class. I like, my precious stones, my jewelry. I'm okay with being me. And if that means there's an ego attached to that, that's okay because I'm a human. And I have my spiritual practices and my spiritual beliefs. And I'm here to help people create their message and stand in their power. And what is it that you want to share with the world? How can you help the world? And the more you step into that power, the more you tune into that power and you let it out whichever way. Remember the methods in the beginning that I talked about. There's a million different methods. You have to tune in first and figure out what it is. Once you figure out what that method is for you, then going in all the way. Go in all the way. Back yourself 100%. And then get it to the level where it feels good, where it's converting, where it's working. You have your soulmate clients, your soul tribe. You may have the one or two that are here to still help you with whatever lesson it is you're supposed to learn around them, or they help you grow and become more compassionate, right? Like there's always a reason. And the more you just stand there and allow yourself to be you, be human, be whatever it is you want to be. If you like to go camping and you want to sleep beneath 1,000,000 stars and that makes you feel prosperous, do it, and share it with your tribe. You're like, what does this have to do with client attraction? It has everything to do with client attraction. Because when you share those pieces of yourself, like I just basically told you, I love luxury. I love it. I love it. I love it. My husband makes sure he takes me to like a 5-star restaurant probably once a month and just treats me. And I freaking love it. And I'm okay with that. And I used to feel guilty about it. And I wouldn't share it with anybody because it was like, oh my God, who is she? Guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who am I? Well, I'm me. I'm me. And I'm the only one who has to deal with it. So, you know, it's like that saying, others people's opinion of you doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got in a really, I know we're coming up at the end and I went a little bit longer than I thought, but I got in this conversation with somebody on LinkedIn, old school guy, definitely old school methods, like follow the step-by-step approach. And I posted on LinkedIn, what you think of me doesn't matter. And he was like, oh, wait, but it does, because what people perceive your business as, that matters. You need to take their feedback into, you know, you need to take that feedback in and make sure you're taking care of your customers. And he misunderstood what I was saying. What I was saying is, if you like me, that doesn't matter. If you don't like me, that doesn't matter. Do I need to be servicing you the best I can to my ability? Absolutely. Yeah, I do. But you may not like the way I run an event. You may not like that. If it was guided, if it was given to me through my heart, my intuition, and I followed those steps that I was being shown through my own personal power, it doesn't matter that that person didn't like my event. It doesn't matter. It's the way I want to do it. So it's about being okay with who you are and where you are. Now, again, I might say, what didn't you like about the retreat? You know, I always ask for feedback on programs or events. I always ask for feedback, even through my emails. You guys probably are on my email list. You see that I'm always saying, hey, let me know what you think of this. Respond to this email. You know, let me know. It doesn't mean that you don't tweak things or you don't make things better. It just means that when you've got to tune into yourself and then trust yourself and then use your intuition and then go out and be that person. So your client attraction method, the one and most important client attraction method, is for you to be you. Follow through on social media if that's your specific strategy. Follow through on writing that book if that's your strategy. And you know it's your strategy because you'll feel it in your gut. Oh my God, yes, that's what I want to do. Of course, you'll have your subconscious mind talking all sorts of crap to you and being like, you can't do it. You can't do it. Who are you to do it? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you'll work through all of that. But what other people think of how you're doing it doesn't matter. If they like you, it doesn't matter. If they don't like you, it doesn't matter. Your goal is to be you, love you, be vulnerable, share those things with your people, do it your way, trust in your way, get support in your way, meaning hire people to help you out. You do not have to do this alone. And by the way, when you do it alone, you get really, really burnt out and you get lonely. Honestly, even us introverts that like regain our energy from being alone, it's a lonely road. And so yeah, have people a team and you know, make some playtime. I'd like to have fun time. In our live events, I we were developing I have a live event I'm putting together. I do not have dates, guys. And we were creating what we wanted it to look like. And I said to the person that is going to be my support staff, she said, well, what about during this time? And I'm like, oh, that's game time. And she's like, what's game time? I've never even heard of that. And I'm like, oh no, we're going to play games. Like we're going to get Cards of Humanity out and we're going to play Cards of Humanity. And it is going to be a blast. And those who don't like that process, you know, whatever, it is what it is. I was told in my gut why I was meditating and journaling that I need to have some fun in my event and we're going to have game night. And I don't know, maybe it's a different game than Cards of Humanity. I don't know, but we're going to do it because I think it will be a blast, and it raises people's vibrations to laugh and giggle and, like come together, be a community. But so, yeah. So let's talk about it. Client attraction methods, there's LinkedIn, Facebook, social media, there's Google ads, Facebook ads, there's book writing, there's speaking, there's knocking on doors if you're a realtor, or there's so many different ways to client attract, or there's so many different methods of client attraction. What you're being guided to do, follow through on that. Be authentic, be real, serenade them with service and gratitude and love, and be, generous. Offer them something to come in and work with you so you can really push them. There's people in my groups that are like, wow, are you mad at us? And I'm like, I'm not mad at you at all. I just know you guys are capable of so much. I see it for you. So, it's like, when people come in to work with you, they feel that vibe, they get that energy, and they really start to take, it's almost like a transmission of energy. Like you give it to them and then they go off and create, and it's a ripple effect. And stand in your power, be vulnerable when the time is right. So timing of vulnerability, and share your stories, get them out there and allow people to see that you're a real human being, you're a real person, that you have feelings, that things aren't always rosy and gorgeous on your side of the world. Sometimes it's not, but I made it through, and I can help you through too. And be yourself and own every part of you. Seriously, like every part of you needs to be owned, nurtured, and loved. And that's especially true for your shadow side. So like some of my shadow side is, I'd like to, sometimes I just am like, ugh, I don't want to do it. I'm a rebel at heart. I've talked about this many times. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do it. Somebody else needs to do it. I'm going to just forget about it. And I'm not going to do this. It's such self-sabotage. But I'm like, I would prefer to just sit on the couch and read a book. Now, you guys might be like saying, but that's your intuition saying you need a break. No. That's me being in my rebel energy. I am aware enough to recognize that I am in rebel energy, and I am resisting the stuff that I need to do. And when I love on it a lot and say, okay, what is it that's making me feel so rebellious? Why am I trying to push it away so much? And I do that through journaling. I find that through journaling, I usually find something that's like almost something that I need to share with the group comes out of it. And it's really fascinating how the process works. But so you got to love on those darker sides, like when you feel lazy or you feel rebellious or you feel angry. By the way, when you're building a business, you'll get angry because things will, like maybe your VA doesn't get stuff done on time, or something will happen that you'll have to adjust to. And it's just there to give you, I really believe it's there. Those challenges are there to help you grow and become a higher version of yourself. And notice, I didn't say better version. I said higher, because you're perfect the way you are right now. You never need to be better. You never need to be better. You're perfect. You are wonderful right now. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be right now. So doesn't mean that you might not need to tweak your strategy. May need to get better. Your strategy may need to get better, but you don't ever need to get better. It's about becoming a higher version of yourself. And that's true love for yourself. That's true acceptance of yourself. And that's true acknowledgement of what you're here to be, do, and have in the world. And then as far as client attraction and magnetizing your soul tribe, your job and your responsibility to your purpose and building your online business is to share that with them and allow them to see those amazing, amazing parts of you, because they're a gift. No matter what, it's a gift. And if you have been through trauma and you have been through some things that you aren't quite ready to share, don't worry about it. You You know, I'm not saying that everybody needs to go out there and share some really sad story of what happened to them or their trauma, but you need to love on that trauma a lot. And you need to become so okay with who you are as a person as a result of that trauma, and love on that. So those are the pieces that I think really create amazing client attraction. I believe with all of my heart, that's the way you magnetize your soulmate clients, your soulmate tribe. And I think that the more you tune into yourself and the more you love on yourself, the more prosperity will show up for you fast. Sometimes it'll make your head spin. And I really believe this, the saying that they say, you overestimate what you can do in a year and underestimate what you can do in 10 years. Oh my gosh, that's like, seriously, everybody should be taught that when they're a little tiny baby. But then we might not set our goals high, right? So maybe they're not. Anyway, that is it for today. I honestly don't know what happened here because, see this when this chat box went away, so I have no idea if people are talking. Oh yeah, I'm still on. So yeah, if there's any questions this last few minutes, I'd be happy to share with you. Oh, and by the way, you know, if you want to have a conversation, I do have 2 openings right now for one-on-one coaching. No programs are coming out right now because I'm developing a membership, and we're putting all those pieces together. So, but I do have 2 spaces available in my, not my year-long, my 6-month program, 2 spaces available in that. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, where we really hone in, develop your intuition and your path, your strategy, and then we dive in and really start making it happen. Those are available. You can email me at admin@marybaileysilver.com and just say, hey, I'm interested in talking with Mary. We can jump on the phone for half an hour, have a discussion about how you want your business to look. Again, that is admin@marybaileysilver.com. Let them know that you were on the Facebook Live and you want to explore working with me for the 6-month program. And we'll send you some things that you just, you know, a questionnaire, and then you get the link to schedule the call. So with that, let's see, no questions, at least that I can see, that are coming through. I want to, as always, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. If you've been with me any period of time, you know that I just love and honor you guys in all ways and where you are. And I love being of service for you guys. And with all my love, with all my heart, love and hugs, guys. Bye. Oh, and have a wonderful day. Bye.